Hello, good afternoon. Here we are again. Today's video is on shepherd purse and how to make very potent medicine for 4 different things. The first one is for any kind of bleeding. This medicine that we will make today in this video will be for any kind of bleeding, from nose bleeding through the internal bleeding of your kidneys, hemorrhoids, uterus, or blood in your urine, just any kind of bleeding. So this medicine remedy will be able to stop the internal bleeding. Also to help to seize it, to slow it down. The second thing that this tincture will be working on is for prolapses, any kind of prolapses, but mainly uterus and bladder prolapses. So this tincture taken internally and applied topically on the, let's say, on your uterus, applied topically, and at the same time drinking it internally, it will help you to move them back organs in the right position, which is very interesting. I was quite amazed learning about this. I always knew this herb was very like the key during the First World War for stopping bleeding of soldiers, but this was something that really amazed me about the prolapses. Okay, the third issue that this tincture is dealing with is the muscle atrophy or any kind of muscle diseases. So you can rub this tincture on your sore muscles or on the atrophy of the muscles, here and there, but very regularly every day, so till it does disappear. So that was the third issue. And the fourth issue that you can be using this tincture, this medicine for, is the high blood pressure. So you can use it as the high blood pressure medicine, but when you combine it, let's say, with hawthorn, so shepherd purse to be combined, I can start with this fourth issue, shepherd purse to be used just like 20 or 30%, hawthorn 50%, so half of it hawthorn berries, flowers, leaves, then 20 or 30% of this shepherd purse, and then 20 or 30% again of the lime tree blossoms. They probably know they are blooming. That's the lime tree that is in the full bloom in May or June. So if you have it available, it's great to harvest it for your high blood pressure. So that's quite interesting as well. You can be taking this shepherd purse internally or externally, as I said already. Externally in the treatment of rheumatic aches or any kind of pains or anything that is bleeding beneath your skin, or internal bleeding, as I mentioned before. But be careful, don't use it during your pregnancy, because it can stimulate, and it will probably very likely stimulate, your uterine contractions. It's very good for postpartum bleeding, so when you have very heavy bleeding for postpartum, but not to be used during pregnancy, because it will start your contractions, which you don't want. It can be used topically, as I said, and internally. In the tea form, it's good to use it in the tea form, like I'm now sipping on it, or in the tincture way. Tincture way is more potent, but if you have fresh plant like I do now, use it in the tea form, because it's very good for the irritation of the bladder, or it's actually good for many things like heavy bleeding or fixing your bed period, very heavy period, and regular period. So it's very good for teenage girls. And you see lots of teenage girls are using pills to fix their period, but this is just a natural and so easy medicine. Just before your period starts, roughly 3 weeks before your period starts, start taking this. Few cups daily, 1 to 2 cups, and it will fix your period. Then once your period is fixed, just take it during the period time, and you won't be suffering from heavy bleeding or painful bleeding. You can do even sitting bath in this shepherd purse for hemorrhoids. You can wash, you can make an infusion like in the tea way, and you would be washing of your hemorrhoids where you have hemorrhoids. So it's very good for hemorrhoid bleeding, as well as for menopausal issues. Ladies, if you have menopausal issues, you can be taking this shepherd purse 2 cups daily for the period of 4 weeks. Then please take break of 3 weeks. Break of 3 weeks. After break is over, get back on again and be taking it for the period of 4 weeks till it soothes or disappear, or it will just help it profoundly. Okay, all right, so this is the plant, how it looks. Shepherd purse. You should be really harvesting it now when it's blooming. This is the way how it blooms. You see the flowers, white flowers. It has a seed pods in the hearty. I will try to show you closer. You know, the heart-shaped seed pods. You can see it well, I hope. And this tincture we will do will be very good for heavy periods, bleeding, prolapses, blood in urine, wounds, hemorrhoids, but also T-form. Also T-form is very good for all kinds of bleeding, any kind of issues with period, menopausal issues, hemorrhoids, even kidneys. If you have bleeding from the, well, Jesus Christ, please hope not, but if you have bleeding from the kidneys, then this is really recommended to make a tea from this shepherd purse 50% and add horsetail 50% and be taking it 2 cups daily. All right, okay, also for a high blood pressure to be taking 2 cups daily. Formula that I already mentioned to you along with hawthorn and lime blossom flowers. But now I will show you how I make this tincture. The key of this tincture, of this medicine, is in the fresh plant. You have to use fresh plant, not a dried one, to get it working. If you don't have this fresh plant available and you would love to be availing of this tincture for anything that I just mentioned, for any kind of bleeding, for prolapses, for muscle diseases like muscle atrophy, or for blood pressure, you can please contact me on the email address that I will leave under this video just in case. And I will see, because I will be trying to make this tincture today. So then it has to sit in the sunny place or warm source for the period of 2-3 weeks. And then only then I will move it to the cooler place. But you can be already using it. So please just contact me on the email address and I will see if I can fix you or what's the story. But I will try to accommodate you, of course. But this video is concentrated on the how to make your own medicine. So hopefully after this video you will be able to make your own medicine and you don't need anybody else's help. I'm just offering my help in case if you really need this medicine badly, please feel free and contact me. But I will try to show you now step by step how to make your own medicine, how to make it in the way you can use it internally and you can use it externally, topically as well. Tea form is good as well, but you don't have this plant available through the whole year around. It's very nice taste, actually. I was reading somewhere in the literature where they were saying that tea form, it's not very pleasant, therefore they would recommend tincture way, that it's more pleasant or easier to take, but I have to disagree. It's very pleasant, nice taste. Okay, so the key for this tincture is you have to harvest it fresh and when it's flowering. Okay, so the whole plant is edible and medicinal, just by the way. You probably know this plant for its leaves that would remind you of rocket or probably dandelion leaves, but mostly of the rocket, I would say. They are nice in the pesto, in the salads, or wherever it's calling for greens, very nice. And you should be harvesting them before the plant goes into blooms, because then they are getting more bittery or more rough, you know, they are not soft or smooth as they would be before blooming. I was making pesto with them, they're very nice. So for this tincture you're using leaves, the whole plant, stems, seed pods, everything. By the way, seed pods are being used in the Japan for flavoring their rice because they've got very peppery taste. They do, I agree, but I don't think as peppery as they mentioned, but they do have peppery taste. I don't really use them for this kind of culinary things, but you may. There is option. And then you're using the flowery part. So you're using the whole except the root that I will chop off now. I got ready few plants, I washed them already and they are dried because you don't want to use plants that are full of water. So rinse them well, dry them well, because it's meant to be tincture. So you will be using alcohol. I'm using 100 or 80 proof alcohol. So you need to chop the whole plant finely, really finely. And all you need is a glass jar and this fresh plant. That's all. And alcohol, of course. As I said, better is 100 proof. I'm using 80 proof as well sometimes. What's recommended is 80 proof. So that will work for you, definitely. So chop it finely as I'm chopping it now. So tincture needs to be done, once again, needs to be done from a fresh shepherd purse whole plant. You're using whole plant, and then once it's ready, you can be rubbing this tincture topically on wherever you need it to be rubbed, like on your uterus. Let's say you need to prolapse your uterus. So what you do is first you apply calendula ointment on the place, topically on the place where uterus is. Or if you have issues with womb, just apply it there. By the way, I'm making calendula ointment. Again, if someone needs, contact me or just get it somewhere. So first calendula ointment, and then you can rub this. Then you can rub this tincture topically only after that. Okay. So as you've noticed, I am already placing fresh, finely chopped shepherd purse in the glass jar. I will a little bit smash it. So it's kind of more released, you know, essential oils and everything. Okay, I will add more. I will cut more. So if you have this kind of issue, then as I said, you will be rubbing it on your uterus or bladder. Plus 4 cups of ladies mantle are recommended to be taken internally, and then it will help to turn up the womb or uterus. So as I said, pick those plants when they're blooming, okay, for tincturing. For a tea way, you can be actually availing of this plant the whole year round whenever you see it around. But for the tincture, I would recommend the whole plant, fresh plant now in a springtime, or also you can be still harvesting during summertime. Okay, I think I will add more. I had something more pre-cut here, so I will just chop it more here. Try to make it more fine. Then when this is done, I will pour over with alcohol and will move it in the sunny place. So good stuff is released in the sunny place, and please be shaking this jar every day, okay? During these 3-4 weeks. So internally it's very good for kidneys and bladder irritation, and also for the mucus in the urine. It will remove it. It will get rid of the mucus in the urine if you have some. And externally, as I mentioned, probably, I'm not sure if I've mentioned, but it's excellent in the treating of rheumatic aches and pains. So you can use it that way as well, externally. Okay, so I have shepherd purse in the glass jar. I think I still have some place where I can still cut more shepherd purse. I'm trying to use the whole plant. So I want to use these rosette greens that are actually very nice in pesto. They are very tasty ones during springtime before it blooms. Very nice. So I am trying to use greens or leaves of it, the whole stems and seeds and flowers. I want to use it all there in that tincture. I want to really make it powerful. And I want to find a sunny spot in the house and let it sit in the sun. And I will really shake it every day. So it can really circulate, alcohol can circulate through the whole shepherd purse and extract those benefits that needs to be extracted firmly well. Okay, I think I will add more of this shepherd purse. So as you can see, it's very potent and very, I would say underestimated. It's just not appreciated wild herb. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not because All we know about this is, oh, there is a weed and you're trying to pull it out from your garden. But as you could see, so many ladies have issues like menopausal issues, or issues with hemorrhage, you know, with heavy bleeding, or with painful period, or irregular period, or they're just suffering during period. And all you need is just grab this plant, make a tea infusion, and if you have it on daily basis or on a regular basis, make a tincture. Be taking this tincture till it disappears, till it fixes. As simple as that. I think it's better than to run to the pharmacy and get something pharmaceutical, in my opinion, because it won't treat the issue. It's just such a nice and pleasant wild herb, not to be availing of it. Even during the First World War, they knew that it's so potent, and they were really using it on the heavy wounds, and they were able to stop bleeding with this. That's amazing, I think. Even if you have, I have the friend of mine, she was always bleeding from the nose, and very often, but I never seen this plant around growing. If it was here now, where I am now, at this time, I would know definitely that I would advise her, I would suggest her this shepherd purse just to be taking. She could even apply it on the cotton, you know, and apply it to her nose where it's bleeding. Some little ointment probably, and you know, because you're applying tincture, so you want to apply some ointment and then this tincture, and to be taken internally, a few drops, and you would be amazed, or she would be amazed that it could stop bleeding easily. She was always waiting like for half an hour till it stops bleeding. Okay, I think I would still need a little bit. I think it's amazing that uterus or bladder can move back to the position where it was before, you know, to the right position, without any surgery, because normally people go for surgery. I'm not sure I mentioned during this video, I had a friend of mine, she had a uterus prolapse, and she was attending some reflexology and yoga, but that was not enough. So she asked me for help, and I advised her to start taking this tincture and to be rubbing this tincture, to rub this tincture on her uterus. First the calendula ointment, then the tincture. And I was quite shocked by what she told me then. She said that within 1 hour she could feel that her uterus was moving to the right position. I knew this is a powerful tincture, and I knew it's it's really working, but I didn't expect so fast improvement. Then she kept on it, and she notified me that within 3 days she was back to normal, and then I think it took her just a week time till she felt no discomfort. So that's amazing. I said to myself, I'll make more tincture of this kind, just in case. And if you have some pain in the ovaries as well, so you can use it internally or externally. Also, what I would suggest is to combine it with yarrow. So not just shepherd purse, but yarrow and lady's mantle. So 3 most powerful herbs for ladies. This shepherd purse, yarrow, everyone knows yarrow, and then lady's mantle that protects your uterus and your ovaries, your ladies, your women organs. I'm planting lady's mantle. I do plant it every year. Well, it comes back, but I always keep adding another plant because it's powerful. It's really good. Okay, so I have this plant in my jar, roughly till 3/4 fresh chopped plant with stems, leaves, flowering pods and flowers. And what I will do now is I will pour over with, I have a 100 proof alcohol. Okay. That's it. All right, so we have it full. Jar is full. Make sure it's covered. The whole herbal material is covered. Then just twist, put a lid on the top and keep shaking. That's it. Your tincture is ready for sitting in the sunny place, please. Sunny place for the period of they really recommend just 10 days if you want to use it for muscle atrophy. I usually do 3 weeks. It always worked, so you can do 2 weeks if you wish and then move it to the cooler place. I usually leave material in it. You can strain it straight after 2 weeks and keep using, but I usually take what I need at the moment and I just keep material in it in the cooler place, and then I strain it within few months and I keep it in the dark bottle and in the dark place, cooler place, so it lasts and the shelf life is prolonged. So I will repeat it again. So it's either for stopping the bleeding, for any kind of prolapses, but especially uterus and bladder, for muscle diseases like muscle atrophy, and then also for blood pressure. So that's shepherd purse tincture. So it's not just for period, as you can see, it's very effective for lots of different things. Hope you enjoyed my video. Cheers. It's nice, pleasant tea. If you're interested in anything in regards of this medication, of this remedy, please just leave the message under this video or just email me. I will leave my email address. Or if you're interested in this medicine, I will make more and I can maybe fix you with this medicine, but I will be happy if you will be able to make your own. That's why I made this video, so everyone will be able to make this. It's very easy. All you need to find is fresh herb and use fresh herb, not the dried form. Of course you can dry it for the later usage, like for teas, for later reference when it's out of season, but fresh one for the tincture. Okay, so this is it, and see you the next week, hopefully, please God, and cheers. Bye now.